I mean, technically, it only takes like 2 hits to murder her. I mean... But you're not... I mean, technically, you're destroying your Shadow Lord's castle, you know? I mean, castle, you know, in quotation marks. I mean, he has all the magics. Well, this fucking... You are really worse than a clingy ex-girlfriend. Nameless like, well, time to fucking save today. I mean, you're still kinda young, you know? Yeah, we would have been friends anyway. You're cool. You're pretty damn awesome.
Emil.
Technically speaking, yes, you are the ultimate weapon. You're not gonna get destroyed that easily. Humans are pretty damn good when it comes to weapon development. We can really get some crazy shit off. I mean, you quite literally just said that Kaina is quite aggressive and that Shiro can't shut up for God's sake. Are we going to sacrifice a child once again to save the world? Ah, game. You never learn your lesson, do you? Well, at least you're not gonna die. At least that much we know. I find that very pleasing indeed. Darkness. Black without end. Which is a lie, because actually we have the exact opposite of darkness. We have whiteness. It goes on and on and on. Eyes closed, eyes open, it matters not. The dark is joined by a mysterious sensation, one created by the mingling of blissful sleep with the unease of a terrible, never-ending cold. Is this a dream? Thinking to pinch his cheek, he reaches for his face. But his hand does not move. In fact, his hand has disappeared altogether. He looks at his arms and sees only bone. He looks at his feet, sees they have disappeared, along with the rest of his legs to the thigh. What body remains begins to leave him, then crumbling into fragments smaller than dust. His body is going. Soon it will be no more. Is this death? Suddenly, he recalls his past. He remembers the time he lived with his sister. The very act of recollection is like a shooting star. Despite lasting only a moment, it brings color to the darkness. Soon, more memories come, gathering atop each other, one after the next, until they melt into a warm and glorious light. Emil's dream. Romance. Wake up! Wake up! A set of covers are torn from the boy, leaving his eyelids exposed to the merciless sun. Hey there, lazy bones, says the voice again. The boy's vision, blurry at first, gradually grows more clear. Before him, her face aglow with a radiant smile, is his older twin sister, Alua. Morning, Alua. You don't look so cheery, but Atisha's gonna be here any minute. Alua grabs her brother and pulls him beneath the bed with her, where they wait with a host of dust bunnies for their instructor's arrival. The moment Emil starts to ask a question, Alua shushes him, placing a finger over his mouth. Don't start. We agreed to this yesterday, remember? We're gonna jump out and give teacher a scare of her life. After a few ticks of the clock, the door opens and a slight woman enters the room. Good morning, Alua. Good morning, Emil. Are you ready for... Emil glances at his sister and sees her trying to stifle a laugh, which has the unfortunate effect of making a laugh rise in him. And the dust bunnies decide to get in on the act, swirling up into their nose and causing the tricksters to sneeze in unison. Suddenly, the face of the teacher appears in the space between the bed and the floor. There you are, you scamps. This is your fault, says Alua. You ruined it by sneezing. Me, cries a clearly wounded Emil. You sneezed just as loud. That's enough, both of you, says the teacher. She attempts to hide her amusement. Crawl out from under there and let me take your temperatures already. The pair happily shimmies out from the hiding place and stands before the teacher. She is a fair woman with a kind voice. One Emil would be happy to listen to for the rest of his life. In fact, he often thought that her waking him in the morning was his favorite part of the day. The teacher finds her seat, hunkers down, and lightly pats a leg, to which a happy Emil leaps into her lap. She then slides a chilly thermometer under his armpit, causing a shudder to race through his body. I'm sorry, just be a brave boy for a little longer, alright? Emil used to hate having his temperature taken daily. The thermometer was just so darn cold. But he's become used to it after being at the facility for the past 2 years. His mother and father had perished in an accident many years before. He'd been told the facility they sent him to was simply a home for orphans, such as himself. But he'd always had his doubts. After all, most orphanages weren't staffed by doctors in white coats who held lessons, involving the repeated asking of strange questions, nor did they attach wires to the bodies of their charges and force them to enter enormous boxes. The process is endless, the tests unceasing, and yet Emil feels his teacher somehow floats above it all. She would talk to him about everyday problems, read him books, and even share a meal when time permitted. She is the closest thing he has to a mother. With both of the temperature taken, Emil and Alua wait for breakfast. But something is different this day. The teacher is strange, somehow off. Emil, she says quietly, do you remember what day this is? Emil looks over to his sister and sees her staring at him with an enormous grin. Nuh-uh, she says, you gotta figure it out yourself. Despite his best efforts, Emil comes up empty. I'm sorry, ma'am, he says at last. I just don't know. With a smile, the teacher reaches into the pocket of her white coat and withdraws a small package. It is a bag, neatly closed with string and tied at the top with a bright red ribbon. Happy birthday, Emil, she says. In fact, happy birthday to the both of you. Ah, thank you, cries Emil. Can I open it? Of course, replies his teacher. I'm afraid it's nothing so special, but I do hope you enjoy it regardless. Emil carefully unties the ribbon and opens the bag to reveal a small pile of cookies. They are the same snacks they always received at the facility, but the fact they come from his teacher makes them somehow special. As a gasp escapes his mouth, his sister can't help giggling beside him, her eyes fixated on the bright red ribbon all the while. Happy birthday, Halua, says Emil. He reaches into the bag, withdraws a cookie, and offers it to its sister. Needing no further encouragement, the girl crams the cookie into her mouth and swallows it in 2 bites. Happy birthday to you too, Emil. Then, as though remembering something, she leaps up and runs to the small chest of drawers the 2 of them share. After forcing open a stubborn drawer, she pulls out a single sheet of paper hidden under a white coat and runs it back to her brother. Here's your present, she says, thrusting the paper at him with a slightly embarrassed look. When he glances down, he sees the words Happy Birthday, Emil scrawled in a shaky child's hand, along with a picture of a generously colored person, which had clearly been created from every crayon in the box. That was me. Unable to stop himself, Emil rubs his sister in a massive hug. Thank you, he whispers as she returns his embrace just as tightly. I'll make sure to draw you on your next birthday, okay? My sister was there. My teacher was there. It was my birthday. I thought I could never be happier. I'm glad Halua's drawing is the last thing I'll remember. I sense a deep and perfect darkness descending over my eyes, and realize my time has come. I'm so terribly cold. As I try desperately to remember what it felt like to be embraced, I wonder if this horrible face is all that's left of me. Halua, I'm sorry. I couldn't keep my promise. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But I'm coming to join you now. Just hold on. Halua, is that you? Halua, have you come for me? Am I dead? In that moment, the world of blackness surrounding me explodes with color. Red, yellow, blue, and so many others. Colors I have no names for. Colors I've never even seen. It's like someone is using every crayon in the box. Halua, I don't. Her voice, it's fading. Halua, wait, let me come with you. So we'll always be together. Halua, no, don't go. Halua. The darkness enveloping me flows away, replaced by a brilliant blue sky. I don't know where I am or what I'm supposed to do, but it's okay that I'm here. I know that much now. She's given me the courage to accept it. No more crying. I live with a smile on my face, because that's the promise I made her. There people are wondering why Emil is best boy. Gee. Do you need more? It will be hard to keep that stuff in your hands. I will